Good morning, students. This is Latif sir. Today I am going to discuss about how to balance a chemical equation with the help of law of conservation of mass. That is, how to balance a chemical equation using law of conservation of mass. So first you have to know what is law of conservation of mass. According to the law of conservation of mass, matter is neither created nor destroyed in a chemical or physical change. Matter is neither created nor destroyed in a chemical or physical change. And a chemical equation can be balanced by applying this law of conservation of mass. And during balancing a chemical equation using law of conservation of mass, you have to take the atomic masses of constituent elements and the molecular mass of the compounds involved in the chemical equation. For example, let us balance the following equation. The reaction is reaction between calcium and hydrochloric acid to give calcium chloride and hydrogen gas, and the chemical equation is Ca, that means calcium, plus HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, arrow CaCl2 calcium chloride plus hydrogen gas plus H2. This is the unbalanced chemical equation or skeletal equation. Now we have to balance this chemical equation using law of conservation of mass. Now the atomic mass of calcium is 40. 40 U means atomic mass unit, which is smallest unit for the measurement of mass. So atomic mass of calcium is 40, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 U, atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5 U. And with the help of atomic masses of these elements, you have to balance the following chemical equation. So therefore the molecular mass of HCl, you have to calculate the molecular mass of hydrochloric acid and calcium chloride and hydrogen. That means you have to calculate, first you have to calculate the molecular masses, that is average mass of a molecule of all reactants and products. And after calculating molecular masses of all reactant and product, it becomes calcium, atomic mass of calcium is 40, and for HCl, hydrochloric acid, molecular mass of hydrochloric acid, as the hydrochloric acid is a molecule, so you have uh, it is the molecular mass of hydrochloric acid, which is 1 plus 35.5. 1 is for hydrogen and 35.5 is the atomic mass of chlorine. So molecular mass of hydrochloric acid is equal to 1 plus 35.5, that is 36.5, and molecular mass of calcium chloride is equal to calcium chloride CaCl2, 1 calcium atom and 2 Cl atom. So molecular mass of CaCl2 is 40 plus 35.5 into 2, that means 111. And molecular mass of hydrogen molecule, that is H2, is 2 into 1, so 2. So according to the unbalanced chemical equation, the molecular masses of all reactants after calculation of molecular masses of all reactant and product, it becomes calcium 40, HCl 36.5, and calcium chloride CaCl2 111, and hydrogen is 2. Now total mass of reactants, that is total mass of calcium and hydrochloric acid, is 40 plus 36.5, that is 76.5, and total mass of products, that is total mass of calcium chloride and hydrogen is 111 plus 2, that means 113. So different of mass, that is total mass of products minus total mass of product minus total mass of reactants is equal to 113 minus 76.5 is equal to 36.5, and this 36.5 is mass of one hydrochloric acid molecule. So on the left hand side, the total mass of reactants is lower than the total mass of products, and the difference of mass is 36.5, which is the mass of one hydrochloric acid molecule. So you have to add one hydrochloric acid molecule on the left hand side, and therefore the balanced equation will be Ca plus 2HCl arrow Ca plus 2HCl arrow CaCl2 plus hydrogen plus H2. Now count the molecular masses of all reactants and product according to this balanced chemical equation. So according to this balanced chemical equation, calcium atomic mass is 40 plus hydrochloric acid 2HCl, 2 hydrochloric acid, that means 2 into 1 plus 35.5, that is 73, and CaCl2, that molecular mass of CaCl2 is 40 plus 35.5 into 2, that means 111, and molecular mass of hydrogen, that is 1 into 2, that is 2. So total mass of reactants is 40 plus 73, that is 113, and total mass of product is 111 plus 2, that is 113. So according to the balanced chemical equation, the total mass of reactants and total mass of products is equal. Thus the chemical reaction is now balanced. Now next topic is information gathered from a chemical equation. That means how many information you can get from a chemical equation. You know, a chemical equation is a symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. Chemical equation is a symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. And from this chemical equation, you can get a number of informations. Let us consider the following chemical equation, and I am explaining what informations you can get from a chemical equation with the help of this example. The example is calcium plus 2HCl arrow CaCl2 plus hydrogen. The reaction between calcium and hydrochloric acid to give calcium chloride and hydrogen gas. Ca plus 2HCl arrow CaCl2 plus hydrogen. So from this chemical equation you can get the following informations. So first information, the name of reactants. You can get the name of reactants, that is which reactants are present in this chemical reaction or chemical change. In this case, the reactants are calcium and hydrochloric acid. Second information, name of the products, that is from this balanced chemical equation you can get the names of products, and in this case the products are calcium chloride and hydrogen gas. Third information, the number of atoms or molecules of each reactants. You can get information about the number of atoms or molecules of each reactant. In this case, one calcium atom and two molecule of hydrochloric acids, these are reactant. And next information is, next point, the number of molecules of each product. You can get about the number you can get information about the number of molecules of each product. And in this case, one molecule of calcium chloride and one molecule of calcium chloride and one molecule of hydrogen gas are formed. And point number 5, proportion of reactants. That is proportion. What is the proportion of combination between the reactants? In this case, in this example, one calcium atoms combine with two hydrochloric acids. So the proportion of reactants is 1:2. And point number 6, proportion of product. That is proportion between calcium chloride and hydrogen gas. The calcium, in this example, one calcium chloride molecules is formed and one hydrogen gas molecule is formed. So proportion of product is 1:1. Because calcium chloride and hydrogens are produced in the ratio of 1:1. And mass of reactants, in this case, mass of reactants is equal to the mass of one calcium atom and two hydrochloric acid. So mass of reactants is equal to 40 plus 2 into 35.5. So mass of reactants, mass of calcium is 40 gram and mass of hydrochloric acid is 73 gram. And mass of product, you can get you can also calculate the mass of products. In this case, mass of calcium chloride is 111 gram and mass of hydrogen gas, one molecule of hydrogen gas is 2 gram. Okay, so these informations you can get from a balanced chemical equation. Now some solved example. First example, calculate the amount of lime, that is calcium oxide, CaO, calcium oxide, which is also known as lime, formed when A, 50 gram of calcium carbonate is heated, B, 75 gram of calcium carbonate is heated. And take atomic masses of the elements are calcium is equal to 40, carbon is equal to 12 and oxygen is equal to 16. With the help of these atomic masses and with the help of balanced chemical equation, you have to calculate the amount of lime, that is CaO, formed when 50 gram of calcium carbonate is heated and when 75 gram of calcium carbonate is heated. So first you have to write the balanced chemical equation. So the balanced chemical equation for the decomposition of calcium carbonate to give calcium oxide, that is lime, and carbon dioxide is CaCO3, calcium carbonate, arrow, calcium oxide, CaO, which is also known as lime, plus carbon dioxide plus CO2. So the balanced chemical equation is CaCO3 arrow CaO plus CO2. And in the second step, you have to calculate the molecular masses of compounds using atomic masses given. So molecular masses of calcium carbonate is, molecular masses of CaCO3 is Ca40 plus C12 plus 3 into 16, because atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So atomic mass of calcium carbonate is 100. 40 plus 12 plus 3 into 16. Similarly, molecular mass of calcium oxide is 40 plus 16. 40 is for calcium and 16 for oxygen. So molecular mass of calcium oxide is 40 plus 16, that is 56. And molecular mass of carbon dioxide, CO2. So molecular mass of CO2 is 12 plus 2 into 16, that is 44. So in next step, in step 3, write the molecular masses of the compounds. So first write the balanced chemical equation and write their molecular mass just below their formula. So CaCO3 arrow CaO plus CO2, and below CaCO3 write 100 gram, below CaO write 56 gram, and below CO2 write 44 gram. These are molecular mass of the compounds. Now from this balanced chemical equation, it is clear that 100 gram calcium carbonate will form 56 gram calcium oxide. This is the first line you can get from this balanced chemical equation. 100 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 gram of calcium oxide or lime on heating. Now in the question in question A, what will be the amount of mass of lime formed when 50 gram of calcium carbonate is heated? So first line, from this balanced chemical equation, we get that 100 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 gram calcium oxide. So 1 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 divided by 100 gram of lime on heating. Similarly, 50 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 divided by 100 into 50. That means 28 gram of lime. So by using unitary method, you can solve this type of problems. And the first line you will get from the balanced chemical equation. In this case, the first line of the unitary method is 100 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 gram of calcium oxide. Now see question number B, similar question. So from the balanced chemical equation, we get 100 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 gram of lime on heating. 100 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 gram of lime on heating. So 1 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 divided by 100 gram of lime on heating. So 75 gram of calcium carbonate will form 56 divided by 100 into 75, that is 42 gram of lime. Okay, just unitary method. Now example 2, calculate the amount of magnesium oxide formed. Calculate the amount of magnesium oxide formed when 60 gram of magnesium is burnt in air and when 90 gram of magnesium is burnt in air. And atomic masses of elements given, magnesium is 24 and oxygen 16. So first you have to write the balanced chemical equation for the reaction, and the balanced chemical equation is the magnesium plus oxygen, that is burning of magnesium plus oxygen to give magnesium oxide. So 2 mg plus O2 arrow 2 MgO, 2 mg plus O2 arrow 2 MgO. Now in next step you have to calculate the molecular masses of the compound using atomic masses given. So 2 mg means 2 into 24, because atomic mass of magnesium is 24. So 2 mg means 2 into 24, that is 48, plus O2 means 2 into 16, that is 32, and molecular mass of 2 MgO is equal to 2 into mg means for 24 plus 16. So 2 into within bracket 24 plus 16, that is 80. So molecular mass of 2 MgO is 80. Now in step 3, you have to write the molecular masses of the compound just below their formula. So again write the balanced chemical equation, 2 mg plus O2 arrow 2 MgO, and write 48 below 2 mg and 32 below O2 and 80 below 2 MgO. Now question number A, using unitary method from the chemical equation, it is clear 48 gram of magnesium burns in air and forms 80 gram of magnesium oxide. 48 gram of magnesium can produce 80 gram of magnesium oxide. So 1 gram of magnesium can produce 80 divided by 48 gram of magnesium oxide, and hence 60 gram of magnesium can produce 80 divided by 48 into 60. 80 divided by 48 into 60, that is 100 gram of magnesium oxide. Similarly question B, Same process, 48 gram of magnesium can produce 80 gram of magnesium oxide, and 1 gram of magnesium can produce 80 divided by 48 gram of magnesium oxide, and hence 90 gram of magnesium will form 80 divided by 40 into 90, that is 150 gram of magnesium oxide. Very simple process. Okay, just using unitary method. And first you have to write the balanced chemical equation, and you have to calculate their molecular masses of reactants and product, and then you have to write their molecular masses just below the formula of reactants and products, and use then you have to use the unitary method for calculation. Okay, thank you students.